got some ugly paper. Maybe it's too bright or it's too boring. Let's fix it. It's our ugly paper pages for the March Stashbuster Junk Journal Challenge. Hi everybody, it's Julie, and today we are going to work with ugly or unusable paper, and it can be for any reason, okay? And we're going to be making our page element for our junk journal challenge for March. So this is our Stashbuster. So yesterday I started this and lost most of the filming, but I went ahead and I had stenciled with texture paste over this. I think I have that part of the video that I can add in here. And then I just used some acrylic paint and went over just dry brush. So just with the paint on the brush, took a little bit of paint off the brush and then brushed this on. It was very shiny gold, as you can see right up in here. And so I am going to come in and I'm going to brush this also around here. But when I realized that the video had stopped, I moved on to doing something else. Okay, so this page, I flipped it up and cut it. I believe I have that to show you in, and this part will all be at the end of the video, okay? So one of the ways, if you've got like a really bright shine, or you just don't like what you've got, you can paint over it with gesso or something like that. Now remember, in this challenge, we do still want to see something about the ugly paper. You're not just taking a piece of paper and covering it, you know, with your gel plate or something like that. We want to see something about the page to still continue to be a part of it. So if I had another paintbrush, here, we've got one of the blue ones, okay? So we'll just give you an idea of what we do. And we're going to go ahead and put some paint on here. Taking the dry brush, no extra water, because the water will, let's put this over here. And I have this out for the next part of the project, and that's just so that we have a color. Okay, so I'm just going to take it and start at the outside and move up. I probably want paper underneath here. Okay. And we'll just paint it back and forth. Okay. So, another thing I need to explain is your page. Okay. Your page is a full page. So, a full paper. If you're going to be putting your page into your journal and you're going to fold it like this, this is one page. Okay, I know it counts as two once it's in the journal, but as it's outside and being fixed, I'm counting this as one page, one paper. Okay, and you know, whatever you do for one side of it, you probably want to do for the other side also, so that it matches throughout. And then for this one, I also took the cutoff piece and I painted that and have that ready to be a tag or something that will go along with it. Okay. Now we need to be careful over here. So let's go ahead and just get that started. Okay. And then we'll come. Okay. So that's what we're doing with this one. It's really cool because you can still see the embellished I mean, you can still see the gold through it. Okay, so that gives us, that helps us with the requirement that, you know, you still need to be able to see the page. And then also, it is embossed. The ink is on top, so you get that texture difference, okay, on this particular one. So this is one way to change a paper that, although, you know, this isn't ugly paper, but with this bright and shiny, in your face gold, it is not appropriate for what or to me, for what I'm done. And remember that, you know, ugly, something that I think is, you know, ugly or unusable, you might not. And so that's okay. But again, you are, if you're going to be folding it and putting it in like this on the binding, then you have this whole page needs to be, this whole paper, like I said, needs to be, I hope that explains it, okay? So, like with the ticket, where we used a guest check as a page, okay? Because you can have smaller pages in your journal. We used the ticket as the page, okay? That's okay. The ticket is the page. The ticket is the single page. But now I have to take the time and the effort to attach it to something else. And so that way, this page doesn't need to be a ticket, okay? Because I took this one single page and I'm adding it to another page in some way, shape, or form, and it's going to go into the binding like that, okay, as a page. But that's one paper, okay? But if you're going to use one paper, you're going to fold it and have it go into the journal like that, and it's going to be bound at the fold, then this whole paper is what you're going to count, okay? Let's go ahead and I think we're dry enough over on that side that I can go ahead and see if we can finish this. I think what I'm going to do is just go, you know what? What if we go right over the top? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to go right over the top of this. Going for the easy solution. Grabbing the paint off my paper here. Okay. So, going ahead and putting that on. So we get the white paint behind it. Brush hair. Okay, and then I have an idea. What if we come in, we pull some of the paint back off. This is the gold texture paste from Heidi Swapp. Oh yeah, so this is what metallic texture paste. Okay, from Heidi Swapp, and it is gold. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll finish this. Okay, so this is just like I did on the other page. This is what I did. Okay, and if you think you got, you know, too much, you can come in and change it. The other thing is if you're, you know, like this, my paper is peach, and I'm really trying to go more towards the pink tones, and so by changing this using the creamy colored paint, that might be helping with that as well. Okay, whoop. Okay, you see we can get that. Okay, so there we have taken that shiny gold paper added the texture paste, added the paint, and that page is ready. Okay, so I hope you understand that if you are going to put a page in and you're going to fold it, and this is going to be where your binding is, this whole page, one side, needs to be done with your STASHBUSTER. So your scrapbook paper, your torn book pages, any roll of paper, strips of paper, happy mail or mail, your box. Remember, your box page requirement can be your cover. So if you're going to make your cover out of a box, you can do that. And oh my gosh, you guys, I made my cover for my fabric journal out of a cereal box the other day. It turned out amazing. I only used one cereal box, but I reinforced the middle spine, and it is amazing. I think this turned out really pretty, and a great way of using an ugly or otherwise unusable paper for this particular project. Okay, so next I have this. Okay, so that will work with this, but I do want to bring in some of the other colors. So you know what? So we don't have to go looking for the other video. I'm going to show you how I made those pockets real quick. Okay, so this one doesn't seem to really matter which direction it goes, but I think I want it to go in this direction. So somewhere between 10 and 11 is where I want this to be, because I'm doing 8.5 by 11 pages or 8.5 by 6 single pages. Okay, so that gives me my side to side measurement. Now I'm going to go over and this is my 12 by 12 paper. I'm going to mark this at the 8.5. Okay. Now remember, if you're going to use a hardcover book and your hardcover book really wants bigger than 9 or 8.5 by 6, 8.5 by 5.5 pages, then scrapbook paper, your 12 by 12 scrapbook paper is one of the places that you can go ahead and make bigger pages so that you fill up some of the area of your book. Okay, so I'm going to show you real quick this book. Okay, and this is a very common size of book. And you can see if I put that in here, it's actually going to be, it needs to be about 1/2 inch bigger. Okay, so you can either use papers that are 9 inches, okay, because remember I'm at an 8.5, or you can make them with your scrapbook paper. And so I just wanted to show you that. But I had already decided I was doing the regular 8.5, which, because I'm making my cover with a box, I can make my own, cover whatever size I want. So I have gone ahead, measured this at 8.5, marked it, folded it, and then folded it in half. Now, one of the things that happen, you see all this bunching up and everything that happens here, and sometimes it doesn't stay nice. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give this what I call a peachy cut, because remember the old peachy folders? This is what it reminds me of. Or a widow's peak. Okay, so we're going to go in and we're going to cut down on each side. And you can pull that right down there. Okay. Okay. Now, we know that this is going to be pockets, so I am going to go ahead and glue those down. And you'll see I had to do some rearranging and cleaning, and I went ahead and pulled out my Mono Tombow glue. I'm excited to have it back. Oh, we're going to leave this side open. Okay, you can close off this side if you want to, but I'm going to leave it open. Okay, then we'll go ahead and close that. Come over to this side and do the same thing and close it off. Okay, so it becomes like a little pocket tuck. Okay, and I think I want to cut just a little bit more off the side on this one. Okay, yeah, I like that better. Okay, okie dokie, and then we'll close it. Okay, so how would we change this? So another way is to use your distress inks. I'm going to use some stamps. I have a bird. I don't need the bird. Let's do this flower. Okay. And we're going to do it in black. Okay. Is that going to hold that stamp? Barely. Not really. I don't have my large stamp block out. So we're going to do that. And then I want to add something to the outside edge. Okay, where's our example? There is some purple. I'm looking to see what I have. We can try the Dusty Concord. Okay. It's kind of funny. It's like, I thought I had this and that, and I don't. And I can't find my vintage photo or my antique linen distress ink. I have no idea where they have gone. Okay, so we're going to start with the largest stamp first. Okay, and I got these, I believe I got these from, oh, I wonder if we could use this. No, I want a relatively good stamp on there. Okay, so I'm going to see, I can get it right to the edge. So I think we'll be okay. Okay, put this back on top. So again, I think I got this at Spectrum Art Creations. And remember that they have their live sale on Saturdays. That's usually where I have picked up the things that I use. Okay, so we're going to take this and change it with some stamping. Okay, change it with some stamping. So the other one, we used a stencil and texture paste, and we also, okay, so we're going to go ahead and add our big, huge flower. Now I want to make sure, I should have used my, my Misty thingy. Well, I don't have the Misty, I have the Wannabe. Okay, so there's that. And you could do this in another color. You can color this in if you want to. I'm not going to. I don't think. I might. You just never know about me, huh? Okay. I think we'll go with this one. These will be in opposite areas of the journal. I want to make sure that the center gets ink. Okay. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to come in from the bottom. Making our own scrapbook paper, basically. Okay, there's that. And then come in with our so I have that. And I have a few different ones of these that I use like this. Okay. And, oh, you know what? I'm using a daffodil. Where is it? Okay. I'm using this daffodil. I've used it in a couple of other places. So let's go ahead and add it. This is one of the ones where you buy the magazine and you get the stamps. I actually say I buy the stamps and I get the magazine. Okay. So just adding some, I have a butterfly. I have, oh, you know what? I have this one that has a bird on it. No, this has a rose. We haven't used this one before. This is also from, okay, this one's got leaves on this side. I don't know though, because it totally, okay, let's go up here maybe. Have it come in from the outside. Okay. And it's up to you how you want to, whoops, did you see that? I almost put my fingers in. Okay, so this one, I'm gonna put it down and just put it so that it just gets ink on that side. I like that. Okay. I think we'll do the same thing in here with this. Just go like that. Then come over and do this side. Go like that. And we're just changing this to make it be similar. Because the other side is my actual page, okay? Let's see. Yeah, here we have. What direction does this go? Post. Okay. So just adding, and now we're just adding some postmarks around just to kind of finish it off. But you see, we've totally changed our paper using something that we have in our stash. Okay. So this side you don't get to count as part of your 14 stamps, stamping places, and your stamping places is, okay, so, but these here you can count, but this whole thing counts as one, okay? This whole thing counts as one stamped area. This is your page here on this side. Okay. Go ahead and add that. I think we're good. I think we're good. We have a space here, but we'll probably add something there, right? Like a pocket or something. So I can go ahead, put these away. So that is stamping. So I have this on my block and I'm going to be able to use it in other places. And I'm going to put these all right together in my where my stamp ink is. Oh, and I should have also stamped on this, okay, while I had it out. So we've been doing that in with our, so we'll do it real quick. We have embellishments to go along with our several of the things that we've started. Okay, so just taking this and adding it and making our own edge by not pressing down, okay? Making our own edge by not pressing down. Okay, and then just using the edge of our words. And they can go in any direction. Okay, so think of papers and things that you like, that you've seen before, and go ahead and recreate them using your stamps. What do you think? Okay, we have, there it is. It's on a bigger one than I thought. Okay, goes in that direction. One of my favorite stamps is my cancellation stamps. I think they do a great job of finishing this. So we've got a few things that we'll be able to use from here. So we have an embellishment paper ready. And so on to the next idea. Now, we could do this idea on here, but I think that this is good enough. Okay, so stamping to change your page. You know what? Let's see what kind of color we're going to get out of this. Okay, I'm going to use my purple Distress ink. So it's my makeup brush from either Dollar Tree or... That's not, well, here, we'll try it on here. Okay, so another thing you can do is use Distress ink. Now, you don't just get to use it on the outside like I'm doing it here, okay? This is extra for this one. If this is going to be your page, the whole thing needs to have Distress ink on it. Okay, I'm protecting it. Okay, and I did a whole wedding album where I totally changed the look of the paper by distressing it with peach and blue. Well, it was worn lipstick. Okay, so let's see, what do I have? Sorry. Oh, I have this. No, I don't want to. Okay, we'll change this because, okay, so distressing the outside so that it's darker. And then you can also, if you are changing it by distressing it, you have to distress your whole page, okay? And remember, a page is the folded or the single, okay? But you can see that this is going to totally change this even more. If you want more color, then you can use like a sponge, because the sponge is going to give you more coverage. If you want it darker on the outsides, go ahead. So I'll see if I can find the video from the wedding album. I did a wedding album, Under the Sea. It literally had Ariel and Eric and Sebastian. All of them were in it. It was for a very special friend, a daughter of a couple that I grew up with. And their daughter became my friend also. And so I made her a very special wedding album. And her wedding theme was Under the Sea. And her hair was even Ariel's red hair color, or orangey red. It was beautiful. Okay. So it does take a little bit, but I think it's worth it. I mean, this actually is going to take this to a different place. And you could, I think I only have one of this paper. The other paper I was looking at, I had two of, but. Okay, if you know you're going to put a pocket somewhere, you can cheat and not waste your ink. I know I'm going to probably put a pocket there, right? But I'm going to cover it just in case when it comes down to it becomes a flip or something instead. Okay. So, changing paper. Ugly paper. And remember, ugly is subjective. It's up to you, what you think is ugly or unusable. I would look at your stash and the pile of papers that just never get used, and I would challenge you to pull something from there. So that's that, or a leftover from a previous challenge, which the shiny gold rose paper was left over from my my roses journals. So was that the assembly line? I don't remember. Oh, that was use up a paper pad, right? One whole paper pad, October. Yeah, that's what that was. Okay, so there's that. And I could have picked a darker color that would have done this faster, but you see the difference between the lavender purple page and the pink. Okay, I think the lavender is going to be a great representation of what we've got going on, and I think it's going to look really great with my assorted flowers ephemera. Okay, so I gave you a couple of ideas. You can stamp, and remember on this one we stenciled and painted over a page. Okay. And our stencil was actually with texture paste. Now you can take like something like this and do a stencil over that. Let's try that. I have a blue page here. I don't know if I would use this in this particular journal, but I do have some violet stuff coming up soon, so maybe I can use it with that. So let's put this down. Let's grab our stencil and let's see what we can do with this. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way to the edge. We'll just go ahead and start. Okay, so just lightly stenciling it. And I think we can come down here. Okay. Now with something like this, I would also probably come in from the edge. This is how I did the under the sea, where I just came in and changed the color of the page. So we could maybe come in here with like picked raspberries or something to get another color going. Okay. So this stark white paper, so this gives you an idea of something that you can do on paper that's stark white, really bright. And I'm just going in circles like wispy clouds. Okay, so I don't know if this will end up in this journal or if it'll end up in my upcoming, like the violet journal that I have coming up. But there's stenciling, okay, and distressing. So you see I've distressed, this is the whole page that you would probably get. We'll go ahead and finish this so that even the branding strip has color. Remember, wherever you put your brush down first is where the most ink is going to go. This paper is taking this ink really well. It's a very light color. Okay, so there you go. Adding color by adding distress ink and stencil. Okay, let's go ahead and I think we'll go ahead and add some chipped sapphire. So this one is more blue. So, you know, if your page just doesn't look finished, go ahead and add more. It's okay. I'm just going around very randomly. This is my stencil. It's a Stamperia stencil, and I got it at Spectrum Art Creations. You see me use it a lot. I like this one very much. Okay. Okay, so I'm going up so that there's something for if I do a cutoff. Okay, what do you think? And then, I mean, you could come in and stamp on this also. You can do, you know, a mixture of the things. There we go. I like that. So we have the very faint, the purple, and now we've added the sapphire on top of it. I love, love, love it. Very pretty page. It might make it into the journal. Okay. Okay, so we have used Distress ink and a stencil. Okay, so Distress ink and a stencil. Put this back up where, oh, the thing is gone. Okay. So let's see what we've done. Here we go. We have our painted page with the distressed there. Okay. We made this page and we've stamped on it, and we also distressed it. Okay. And then this one is ready to turn into a page, and we have distressed it, and we've stenciled on it, totally changing the look of the paper. So, and remember, we also went ahead and the pieces that we cut off, I'll need to add the distress to this, but the pieces that we cut off, we also did the same. And I have a piece of this also already ready. So which is your favorite? Which are you going to try? I hope this helps you with your ugly or unusual paper. And also, I hope this explains that this is one paper. Okay, so you're just like you're making it like you would buy it. Okay, you're taking your ugly paper, making it like you're going to buy it, and then you're going to turn it into your what you're going to use in your journal. Okay, so there was a confusion that it was one page, like one page that you count. No, it's one paper that you're going to add in to your journal. So one paper that you're going to add into your journal. And we painted, we did texture paste, we distressed, and we stamped, and we got all of these different ideas. So don't forget that all of the Dear Julie Julie digitals are on sale in the Dear Julie Julie Etsy shop. If you're still here, I'm going to give you a quick flip through of the bird journal. So this is the bird journal. We started this last week. I do have a couple of things to still put in here. So let's bring those over. And I have a flip-flop that we need to go ahead and glue in. So let's go ahead and pull these aside. And so we made this fun little cover. It is fabric with cardstock on top of it. It has this piece of fabric that we put on the inside and on the outside, and that is our journal base. Okay, our cover, one single piece of fabric with that. Wanted to make something that was really simple and fast. So we have this one. This one can go right here. Okay, I have my coffee dyed plaque here. We have a border tuck with the paper, and you get the tag that has the little pocket in it. This was one of our patchwork tags. I did stencil all through here, and I came back and added a bunch of the extra things that I had. Let's see. I think we have one more thing over here that can come in. There we go. We'll try and get it to stay. We did some stamping and stenciling there's the doily. I did make a bunch of the index cards. This is from the photo album. This is another one of the patchwork with the pocket, and we have a little notebook here that's made from the Birds in Blue digital kit. So the digitals in here are from the Birds in Blue digital kit. Some of them are from the Patreon, their special kit. This is from the Patreon special kit right here. Okay, we have this, and you can go ahead and write on the back of that, and that's made from an invitation that was part of the Patreon's. The Emerald Patreon got a gold ephemera kit for November, and so we were using some of their stuff. We got the little flower here. This is another one of the ideas with an index card, and we have a paper clip there holding, and it also is holding this side closed. And then we have a flip here. It's being held down with a paper clip. Okay, so just a flat ticket paper clip. I'll get that on. And this little card's being held on with that also. We've got a little envelope here, and it has a little note paper in here that you can go ahead and use. This is from the digital kit. This is from the Patreon special. This is from the digital. Got a paper clip here and more stamping, and we use one of the Tim Holtz cards, added doily and the bird, and I used a bunch of the Tim Holtz field notes mini ephemera. Here's the center of the signature. We have a place for this here. We have a place for this here. We made this special to go right there. This is from the Patreon special gift, and we have a matchbook. Okay, so remember, if you are a member of Patreon, you have access to all of the digitals in your category. If you are a diamond or if you are an emerald, you have access to all the digitals, all the Patreon digitals. Okay, and the Patreons did receive the new Rose Parade digital kit. Ruby Patreons and above received that. So there we have our little tag. We made a little pocket here, and it has a index card and this little card. And behind that, we have this in the bag. So the bag is behind the little pocket. Another flower. Okay, so here's where we're going to add our flip-flop. Flip-flop is one of my favorite additions to put into a journal. You go ahead and fold your paper in half, and then you just take and you add a little gusset that's kind of like a 1/4 of an inch. Then you come back to your fold, to your main fold, and fold it back. And this is for the left side, okay? Then we're gonna put our glue on that space right there. Okay, so we're gonna just put our glue across. And what happens is you end up with all this extra journaling space. I came up with the flip-flops because I decorate my journals so much that you lose some journaling space, and I wanted to get some journaling space back. So there's that. This is onion skin dyed paper. Okay, so onion skin dyed paper there. This is field note label from Tim Holtz. This is from the Patreon. A pop-up note card here that is a paper clip that we made, and I made that for the 100-day project. We have a little tag here and this, and they're held on by this paper clip. Okay, and we have this little card, and it's got a little pocket with this, and you can journal on the back of that. Here's the other side of the photo album. We have another one of the patchwork with pocket, and this one's got this little tag. You've got this being held on with a bulb pin, and this goes in, and the little tag can hang out. Okay, I did tie this to keep that from falling out the bottom. And we have another card made from a index card. Remember, I'm doing an index card a day, so we'll have some for each. Here we have a double tuck made out of a doily, and so we've got this little guy down here. Another tag, a border tuck. We have a fabric flip and another flip here, and there is some stamping here, and you can go ahead and add something into that. It's a top tuck. So we have our flip up, flip down. I know that's some of your favorite thing. We added a bird stamp there, and I did stencil on a coffee dyed tag here, field notes, and I just tied a bow out of the string that came with the tag and added a leaf. We have this flip out, and then we have a waterfall flip flop here. Okay, adding more journaling page. Another onion skin dyed paper. It feels amazing. It was from an envelope, I think. Here's Dad's bank envelope here in the back, and it is here to hold whatever you want to put in here. We have a Tim Holtz card, and you can put something in here. This is the back of the journal, and then we also have a pocket on the back, and let's see, will this fit? Go ahead and put that right in there. Okay, so everybody got a spot, and we made our flip-flop, and this is the bird journal. It'll be available in the Etsy shop today, so watch for that. The Patreons will get to see it first. They get first dibs, and then at 5 o'clock this evening, I will add it to the shop if it doesn't already have a home. So watch for it at 5 o'clock. And then, yeah, so this is our little journal that we made in the craft. We started it in the craft with me. It's very, very chunky. It's amazing because it's made out of a piece of fabric with cardstock to hold it. And, I think it's a lot of fun. So it features the Birds in Blue digital kit, which I think is amazing. So remember, I've already cut out some of the pieces, but this gives you an idea of some of the things that you're going to get in the Birds in Blue. Okay, so this is what I have over here. And it's a 61 files of digitals. There's 21 page files and 40 ephemera files. So, and then of course the Patreons have their November and their February perks were also digitals that match the kit. So find something to celebrate every day. Make sure you show us your ugly paper that you have made into something beautiful, and put it in the group for the March Stashbuster Junk Journal Challenge. This is our U for Stashbuster Ugly, our pages. Don't forget that the digitals are on sale for 50% off in the Dear Julie Julie Etsy shop. That is through March 7th, 50% off. And Diamond and Emerald Patreons, make sure you grab your coupon code from the Patreon for 70% off. Have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye-bye. Your ugly trans